nerds, welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and today, in honor of tomorrow being Valentine's Day, I'm going to do the Valentine's Day book tag. I got the idea from watching this video over on the YouTube channel Epic Reads. I will have that channel, their version of the tag, linked in the description below, along with the list of prompts. So if you're a creator and you want to make your own version of the tag, all the information you need will be down there. And if you're someone that just wants to answer the questions in the comments section, please feel free to do so. Let's just dive right into these questions, beginning with the very first one, which is, who was your very first book crush? Y'all, I had to dig deep for this one. I've been reading a very long time, and I was just going back through my memory going, who was a fictional character as far back as I could remember? The very first one that I remember thinking, wow, I wish this person existed in real life. This is the person that has the attributes and characteristics of somebody I could see myself being with. And the answer that I came up with was Frank Hardy. The Nancy Drew case files, paperbacks, and somewhere along that series, there were some crossover books that had Frank and Joe Hardy in it. I just remembered liking how Frank was described. I always liked him over Joe. I think Nancy did as well. There was a little bit of tension between those two, and it could have just been because Nancy might have had a little bit of feelings for him. I'm not sure, but that's the one I remember being first. Question number 2 asks, what book would you want as your Valentine? Again, I had to think for a minute. What book made me feel warm, ooey gooey, just made me smile, made me feel good? A book that had a character or several characters that I just fell in love with, that I knew that I would want to revisit over and over. It's a recent read. I bet a lot of you have already figured it out because I have talked about this book what feels like nonstop since I read it. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I just fell for this book. I was quite shocked. It's a fantasy novel with very low stakes. There's not a whole lot of action. It's simply about an orc named Viv who has retired from her adventuring life, and she opens a coffee shop. Readers follow along with Viv as she picks the perfect location. She renovates that location. She opens. She learns how to grow a business. That's it. But it's all about the characters and what they learn about themselves, and just, oh my gosh, I just absolutely love this book. All of the feelings that this story evoked in me are feelings that I associate with love. The third question is a very silly question. Candy, hearts, or chocolate? Chocolate all day long. Give me the chocolate. In fact, I had brownies for breakfast. I am not even lying. It's hilarious. I was talking to my dad and he's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm eating breakfast. He said, oh, what did you make for breakfast? I said, brownies. He's like, you're kidding me. And I'm like, nope, they're delicious. Question number 4 asks, what book would you gift to your Valentine? Of course, my husband is my Valentine, and he has been reading, much to my delight, the Dresden Files this year. Oh my gosh, I just can't describe to you how it feels to have my number one person in my life read one of my all-time favorite series and also love it. So he is currently reading Turncoat, so I would gift him Changes because that is the next book in the series, and it also happens to be my number one favorite book in the Dresden Files of the 17 books that are out currently. The 5th question asks, what is your favorite rom-com? That one wasn't easy. I don't watch a whole lot of rom-com movies. That's not my thing. I'm an action adventure kind of girl. So again, I found myself sitting there thinking for a while. This tag really made me think. So I went back through and thought about a lot of movies that I saw in the theater, that I've watched multiple times. And I thought, what is a movie that if I happened to scroll past it, I would stop on every time? There are actually 3. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I just love that movie. Another one is She's All That with Freddie Prinze Jr. I forget the female lead in that one, but I thought that one was super cute. And then another one is 10 Things I Hate About You. That by far and away is my favorite Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger movie. So sorry I couldn't reduce it to just one. I have to let those 3 share the answer here. The 6th question asks, what is the best Valentine's Day gift I've ever received? So I was always a huge fan of Black Panther as a kid reading the comics. And when they had the Avengers movie where they had the brief couple of clips that showed Black Panther, I about literally had a heart attack, and when they announced that he was getting his own movie, I knew I had to see it. Well, Chris wasn't very familiar with the Black Panther character, and so he didn't share the same level of excitement for me, but on Valentine's Day, the year that the movie premiered, he gave me tickets to go see Black Panther opening night, along with a bunch of chocolate from my favorite candy place back in Mississippi, which was Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. He also took me to Ulta and let me buy a whole bunch of stuff. I'm big into makeup and just all kinds of like face masks that you peel off and stuff like that. Who remembers way back when I started this channel, I had this video series that I was doing, like something about Fridays was like Nerd TV or something. I would talk about all the stuff that I watched that week, and my shtick was I would do it like in a face mask of a different kind every week or something. Who remembers that? Oh, they were terrible. I just remember one that the mask wasn't staying on and I felt like Mrs. Doubtfire, and I did the whole hello thing.
I can't decide if I look more like Hannibal Lecter, Michael Myers, or Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello!
That was embarrassing. And the final question for the Valentine's Day book club is, what is your favorite thing to do on Valentine's Day? It's the same thing I always want to do, Pinky. Stay home and read a book. What do you like to do for Valentine's Day if you celebrate? Do you and your partner have a tradition that you do every Valentine's Day? I'd love to hear about it down in the comments below. Let me be the first one to tell you I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, for being here on the channel. So if nobody else asks you to be their Valentine, you can be mine. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch y'all on the next one.